Greetings YouTube, Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This is episode number 90, and in this episode we're going to be basically beginning Citadark Isle. We didn't really get that far last time. Anyway, we can't go up that elevator that is at the top of the screen when you enter Citadark Isle for the first time. However, we can go into this little cave area that takes us into the core of the volcano eventually. There's a Pokemon restoring machine here, and there's also a PC, and there's also going to be quite a few trainers that we can battle in this first room here. We actually need to go to the right. That's going to be the path that will take us eventually around to the elevator that will take us up to the next level. However, you can also go to the left and fight an optional trainer battle over there, which I will be doing, but I'm going to go to the right first. First up is Chaser Fergie, and he's going to start off with Xatu and Dodrio. Dodrio is a normal and flying type. Xatu, psychic and flying, so it would be a good idea to bring either rock types, electric types, or ice types into this battle. However, Dodrio is a shadow Pokemon, so we're going to be careful not to knock this thing out. The first thing I want to do is try to burn it, because Dodrio does rely heavily on its physical attack, so burning it would give us the advantage for sure. So we're going to open up with a Will-O-Wisp with Ninetales, which does surprisingly connect on the first turn, which is something that just doesn't really happen so often anymore, to be honest. Alright, Dodrio is very fast. As you can see, we're way over-leveled compared to these Pokemon, and Dodrio is still faster than Aggron. I know it's Aggron, and Aggron is never really that fast, but still, the level difference, I mean, it's got to be at least 10 levels, or maybe exactly 10 levels. Anywho, Xatu went for the Nightshade there, so it inflicts a set amount of damage based on level. So it inflicted 34 damage on Aggron. But our Rock Tomb, which is a stab move, by the way, is super effective on Xatu, and when it connects, knocks out Xatu in one hit. So that was fairly easy. Next, Fergie is going to send out Whiscash. It's a water and ground type Pokemon. I suggest using grass types on it if you have it. If not, it may be a little bit difficult to get rid of because it does tend to be on the bulkier side. It will absorb quite a few hits. It might have Amnesia, which will make it even more difficult to knock out when it comes to using special attacks. But because of the sheer level difference that I have there, Flamethrower was able to do a decent amount of damage despite being not very effective. Headbutt ends up doing about the same amount of damage. And he's going to pull off a Surf here, which I kind of wish he used Amnesia, but that's alright. Surf is going to be super effective on both Ninetales and Aggron. And thankfully, he was only at level, 34, because if he was at our level, that would have killed us, or come close. Oh, level 33. Close enough. Alright, well on this turn, I'm going to call Ninetales, and that'll raise its accuracy, because there is going to be one more Shadow Pokemon coming out, so I would like to ensure that Will-O-Wisp does hit, because we won't... I mean, I don't really want to prolong the battle if I can avoid it, which I think makes sense. Headbutt finishes off Whiscash, so now we just have Dodrio and I believe the other Shadow Pokemon to deal with, and that'll be the end of this battle. The other Shadow Pokemon is... yeah, it really is Raticate, which is kind of a head-scratcher because Raticate is an awful Pokemon, but that's okay. It's the evolution of Rattata, all the way back from the beginning days of Pokemon. Many of you will remember Rattata and Raticate. They're very annoying normal types, but then again, most of the pure normal types are just pure annoying Pokemon. So anyway, it likes to use Super Fang and Hyper Fang. Those are its signature moves, which actually are pretty decent moves, and Hyper Fang gets Stab when it does use it. Since this is a Shadow Pokemon, however, it does not have these other attacks, so you just have to worry about its Shadow attacks. Shadow Down can be kind of dangerous because it harshly decreases your physical defense, and it hits both of the opponent Pokemon, so Shadow Blitz, Shadow Rush, all those physical Shadow attacks will do a lot more damage if you get hit by Shadow Down first. Alright, so I think we are okay to try to capture one of these now. I mean, I know they're both in the green, but they are both burned, so it's, I don't know. I'm going to take a chance here because I want to get one of them off the field, especially because I just got hit with Shadow Down. We'll try an Ultra Ball on Dodrio, and that did not really do that much at all, did it? No. So Ninetales is going to dig, And Dodrio's Shadow Blitz misses because of that, so that'll buy us a turn. Shadow Rush from Raticate also misses. They were trying to double team Ninetales there. That brings Dodrio down into the yellow, so that's good news for us. That should be enough to allow us to capture it. And then after Dig with Ninetales, provided that I don't get a critical hit on Raticate with the burn damage, we should be able to wrap this up in the next turn. Ultra Ball on Dodrio, and he stays in there perfectly. And now we're going to use the second half of the Dig move there, and no critical hit, doesn't do a lot of damage. It does just about as much as I wanted it to. And Shadow Rush from Raticate unfortunately finishes Ninetales off, mostly because of the Shadow down. But that's not going to matter too much. We can heal right after this battle. We haven't gone that far from the Pokemon Restoring Machine. We'll just send out Crobat just for kicks. Alright, so the burn damage gets Raticate into the lower yellow range, which means I'm pretty confident using a Great Ball instead of an Ultra Ball. Raticate's catch rate isn't that bad to begin with. Anyway, the transition between battles here. Let's talk about this series. It's coming to a close, obviously. We've made it to Citadark Isle. And there's really not a whole lot left that we have to do. There are some things that I want to take care of post-game, so after the credits roll, we'll be taking care of the rest of Mount Battle because I can't complete all of it before I complete the storyline. That just wouldn't make sense as far as the levels of the Pokemon go and all that stuff. But as for how long this series has left, I'm thinking about, I'm guesstimating here, of course, but thinking about 10 episodes before we face off against the final boss, and then maybe, I guess at most, another 10 episodes after that to tie up all the loose ends. There's really not a whole lot that we have to do, so that may be overestimating it. But anywho, so I'm thinking maybe 15 to 20 episodes left total before this series comes to a close, which really isn't that much. Anyway, I guess that's enough of that. We're here in the Purifying Chamber because we caught some Shadow Pokemon, so I want to make sure I put them in. I'll put Sableye in set 8 there and have him face Lunatone. Both his Ghost and his Dark type works on Lunatone's Psychic type. We'll put Dodrio in set 2 because his Flying type works out well there. And as for Raticate, we'll put him in the normal type set, and that will be set number 6. So now we should have all of our Shadow Pokemon in the Purifying Chamber, ready to go. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get back to the battling. As for this room, there are no more Shadow Pokemon that we have to capture. Well, I guess technically the last battle of this room will end up yielding Shadow Pokemon, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. That will not be in this episode. Okay, so you can open that item chest there on the left, and then when you enter the room with the sailor, he will talk to you. I should be swapping down Master Greevil's Luxo Cruiser, but I'm completely lost. What is wrong with me? Got to buck up and focus. Hey kid, what say we battle? You're a big-carded kid. I'll show my respect and go all out. So, Sailor Golos is going to battle you, and this is a very easy battle. Like I said, no Shadow Pokemon. I mean, his first 2 Pokemon are Aron and Corsola. Corsola obviously doesn't have an evolution, but Aron does. And the fact that he's not a Lairon at this point is going to make this battle very easy. Also, both of these Pokemon are weak to Ground-type attacks. So, we're going to go with an Earthquake with Vibrava, and we'll Protect with Aggron. And Earthquake will actually be 4 times effective on Aron, and it'll just be 2 times super effective on Corsola, but it should knock out both of them in one hit, I'm assuming. Corsola's physical defense is not nearly as good as its special defense is. Oh, and it gets a critical hit anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I was thinking, especially with the level difference, that Corsola was not going to be able to stand up to that whatsoever. We get a little tiny bit of experience from those Pokemon, but not much, but it's just barely enough to make Vibrava grow up to level 44, so that part's nice. And he should have one more Pokemon, I'm thinking. Yeah, Pupitar, the Rock and Ground-type Pokemon. It's the evolution of Larvitar, and this is the last Pokemon. It's at level 37, and we should be able to finish it off. Dragon Breath probably won't kill it. It's not nearly a strong enough attack, but Iron Tail will be super effective on Pupitar. We just have to hope that it hits. I'm not that worried about it not hitting, though. Pupitar doesn't really have that much in its arsenal at this point to be able to do a lot of damage to my Pokemon to begin with. So Iron Tail connects, and it knocks out the paralyzed Pupitar. Goodbye. And that's going to do it for Sailor Golos. Not much of a battle at all. So we have 2 more battles in this room. We have 1 more before we get to the elevator on this side, and then we have 1 back to the left, back where the Pokemon Restoring Machine was. Considering I didn't even take a hit in that battle, I'm going to say that I don't need to go back to the Pokemon Restoring Machine, so we'll switch Ninetales in, and we'll also switch in Zaprong. That sounds like a good combination. Why not? As we continue on through this spiral, we'll have a hunter here who wants to battle us. Huh? Maybe, are you someone suspicious? Oh, how did you know? Hunter Jetzel. It's an interesting name. I actually like that name. It's pretty cool. Sneasel and Girafarig are his starting Pokemon. Sneasel is a Dark and Ice type. Girafarig is a Normal and Psychic type, which is a very unusual type. Very unique as well. It also makes its weaknesses very interesting, because normally Psychic types would be weak to Ghost type attacks, but since he's Normal type, becomes an immunity rather than a weakness. As for fighting, it normally would be super effective on Normal types, but because of its Psychic typing, it makes it neutral damage. So you need to stick to Bug type moves and Dark type moves to be able to inflict super effective damage on Girafarig. Sneasel goes down very easily to a Heat Wave there. Sneasel is very, very fragile. It's fast and has high physical attack, but it can't really put it to good use in the 3rd generation because of the lack of the physical special splits. So it goes down pretty easily. Thunder Punch from Electabuzz finishes Girafarig off without too much of a fight. In fact, they didn't even get an attack in. Ninetales grows up to level 44, and now we have a Golbat to deal with, and we also have a Seeking to deal with, so this should go by pretty quickly. We should, let's see, Flamethrower on Golbat, and then we can use Thunder Punch on Seeking. If Flamethrower kills Golbat, we'll be good to go. Which it does. That Golbat was only at level 33 anyway. And we should be home free here. Electabuzz is going to be obviously faster than the Seeking. And with the 11 level difference and Thunder Punch connecting for super effective damage, plus the magnet that Electabuzz is holding, Seeking is not able to stand up to that, and it goes down fairly easily there. That does it for Jetzel, and in fact, he did not even get 1 attack off that entire turn, despite having 4 Pokemon on his team. You really were someone suspicious. Yep, I was. Okay, let's see what I want to do here. We'll switch Zaprong for Aggron, and we'll head back the other way to do the optional trainer now. Because the next battle, I said bottle, I think. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the next battle that we're going to do on the right side is actually going to be a boss battle. You look suspicious. I won't let you go on. Actually, you will let us go on. We're just going to have a little scuffle first. Cypher Peon, Habanero. Nah, she's not hot. Masquerain and Dunsparce are her starting Pokemon. Dunsparce is a pathetic excuse for a Pokemon, and definitely and desperately deserves an evolution by now, but they just have not given it to it, so we're just going to be stuck with this dinky little Dunsparce. It's a normal type. Its most dangerous attacks are probably Ancient Power for the random stat boost and Glare, which paralyzes you. Other than that, it's just pretty bulky and may take a few hits to knock out, but considering it's only at level 33 and we're still at the lower end of the level spectrum on Citadark Isle here, and still in the early stages, it goes down in 1 hit very easily. Roselia is the replacement Pokemon. It's Grass and Poison type. That's also going to go down very easily to anything Ninetales can throw at it. Rock Tomb hits for 4 times super effective damage on the Bug and Flying type Masquerain to knock it out. And I guess we just have Roselia? No, Spinda. Spinda is the replacement for Masquerain. Also a pure normal type. Honestly, its most dangerous move that I can think of would be Teeter Dance, which confuses all the Pokemon on the field. Spinda also has the Own Tempo special ability, which prevents itself from being confused, so don't try to use Confuse Ray or Supersonic on it or anything like that. It won't be of any use. Roselia goes down very easily to that Fire-type attack there, and we're going to pull off a Rock Tomb, but it missed. I thought it was going to hit, but not quite. Uproar from Spinda, and remember, in 3rd generation, Uproar, I think, only had 60 base power, so it's not nearly as powerful as it is in the 5th generation and beyond. Or was it 4th generation that they changed that? I don't remember when they changed the power to 90. I want to say it's 5th generation, but I know it's definitely not 3rd. That's for sure. There we go. Spinda goes down, and that's going to be it for this battle, and we actually don't get anything for this battle. The entire point of this battle is basically just to pick up money and experience. There's actually no item over here on this side, so it's basically just, ha, you went the wrong way, decoy, and yeah, you get stuck battling. But I wanted the money, well, not the money, I wanted the experience more than the money, but the money is nice, and now we can go heal ourselves up, and we'll head back over to the elevator in the center of the room past where Hunter Jetzel is, and we will prepare ourselves for a boss battle, and that'll be in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for episode number 91. Game on.